Hi, welcome to Dark Politics Tarot. My name is Nick, and today I'll be reading oracle cards and tarot cards on a few things. But during my meditation, I was told to look again at Donald Trump's health and that I need to look into it more in the physical way, not just the mental. So I'm using first the Crow Oracle. So let's see about his physical health right now, the energy surrounding him right now, what's going on with him, and then I'm going to look at some other things later. So this could be a little long or it might be short, but let's look at Donald Trump's health today. What's going on right now? Observation. Kind of what my meditation was saying, like observe his body more, look at his body. Okay, but I think he could be having some kind of body, like the doctor's looking, doing some kind of exploratory procedures, not surgery, but procedures. Why? Maybe last night even, I don't know, but something's going on with him. And in the meditation, when I went into his energy, it was surrounding his heart. Communication. So his speech, his speech is getting worse, as we've been seeing in all his appearances lately. They're really unhinged, and his speech is getting slurrier and he can't pronounce words. He's always been like that, but it's been more pronounced now. So let's do now, I'm just going to use the Deviant Moon Tarot to pull out his cards for him and his reading on his health, his physical health. Mental will always come into it as well for him. The Sun. That could go with the observation card. But it also tells me I'm on the right path. That's a yes card. Like, yeah, go into it more deeply. The Three of Cups is crossing him. So celebrations, his support systems. Maybe he doesn't have enough support in the sense of medical support. Team doesn't know what to do. The Knight of Wands is at the base of the reading. And then, what else? What's next for him? Balance, Temperance card. So they're trying to balance him out. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me with my meditation. The Burden card with the 10 of Wands. That's the overarching energy. His body, his physical body is being burdened. Four of Wands, needing to take a rest or being off his feet, perhaps overnight. We all sleep, but he stays up and he's always posting on his live social. It could be that they need to do something last night. The Knight of Pentacles is here, and yeah, I always see this card like you have to look that he's a knight, a slow moving knight, and that he's in a wheelchair in this deck. Okay. His environment. Queen of Swords. Okay, this is very interesting. The Magician, I would take that as this is the hopes and fears. Some kind of miracle may happen for him, is what they're hoping for. The fear is that maybe they're out of luck. And the outcome card here is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Okay, let's go down to the table and see. Okay, so the top cards, the oracle cards, were observation, night. So I think something happened last night that they were observing him. Observation night, and it had to do with communication. They're looking into something. It could be neurologically with his communication, his speech. This could also be keeping it hidden with the Knight card, but he's definitely being observed by his doctors. So, interesting. The first card for him is the Sun card. And the Sun card here, it's like two people dancing together. It's sort of happy, but we know this is an illumination card. Illuminating something happened. I feel something very strong happened, something with heat. Maybe he had a fever and it alerted them. He's being crossed by the Three of Cups, which is celebrations, people coming together. This could be his rallies that he's been doing, going to the UN. So he's maybe having fever, and that's because of he's been out in the open so much. He's under a lot of stress, even though he thinks he's all that. I just lost my card. I'm just going to leave it for now. Even though he's under stress, he also thinks he's all that. He's gotten really unhinged in his brain. He believes he solved 7 wars. But they're looking at him right now. And the Knight of Wands. So somebody comes rushing in. And I think that's the doctors, the medical staff, medical team came rushing in. And I believe it was last night because I had this in my meditation. And what they had to do was try to balance with the Temperance card. They had to balance his vitals. They had to balance his body. And they needed to do it quickly. And they saw that something's being really burdened in his system. Something is being taxed, which I felt was the heart. But the heart and the brain, they all go together. And they want him, they've been telling him to take it easy, take a rest. But this is also known as, in the minor cards, this is known as like a mini death card. He could have had some kind of physical thing that they had to, he was really on his way out. This is all alleged. It's just tarot reading, and it's for entertainment purposes only. So I really think that Sun card being there was like a really, like a warning, like bright lights on him, warning, something happened. His heart, that, the sun like represents, the middle of the body, and, the heart. Now, the wheelchair. I'm not looking at so much as the Knight of Pentacles as it is the wheelchair coming through. So I don't think he was taken to Walter Reed or anything like that, but he was incapacitated last night. I don't know if we'll hear about it, but the Queen of Swords represents surgeons. So, this is a high team. She's holding 2 swords, and it kind of has an arch, as if it's almost like they had to put in some kind of tubing into him. Maybe make a cut into some part to maybe, I also just had a vision of like enlargement of the heart, maybe to take away fluids around the heart. Now, so they came in, they had to take a look at what was going on, and they used every tool imaginable with this magician. Now, the hope is that it will do something to help him physically. The fear is that they're out of tools. that they've done everything they can. And the outcome card is very significant here. The Eight of Swords, he's falling out a window. It's like he's going down. He's trapped in his own body. This body is about to land on all of these swords. So I really think it's important that we look at, I'm reminded to look at the people around him right now. Because if Donald Trump is getting closer to leaving, we have to watch the people around him. So because of the ill health, I want to go back to these crow cards. I'm going to put these in the middle of the deck here, just so you see I'm not stacking my decks. Communication, going in a different place here, so I can use these cards again. So I want to look at, like, who's the most dangerous around him right now in the Trump regime. Who's the most dangerous? Who do we have to be concerned with the most? Because we know J.D. Vance, all of them are lining up. They did at the funeral rally. They lined up J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller. Like, they're all waiting. They all know this is inevitable direction. They all know what direction it's going into. So who's the most dangerous right now? Oh, and they're committed. There's a commitment here. I want to look at what's happening, because they all get notified when something happens. When something happens to Donald. Whoa, that one really flew out. They're preparing. Preparation. Okay, so that's interesting, right? I'm gonna use, let's use the Crow Tarot, these black and white cards. Who should we be concerned most with about? Justice card flew out. Who should we be most concerned about right now? Because also Marco Rubio, because they're all vying at who, and Russell, I just heard Russell that bought, whatever his name is, Vought. I call him Vought because that's the way it's spelt. So who do we have to be most concerned about? Because they're all vying to, to come in, swoop in, and get this 2025, Project 2025 going. Who do we have to be most concerned with, most concerned about right now? Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is crossing. The most dangerous three is crossing. That would be Marco Rubio, Stephen Miller, and J.D. Vance. Two of Pentacles. So they're weighing their decision. Like, they have to push their agenda really fast. I want to kind of turn the question to, what are they going to ramp up now? Because they've been ramping up this whole ICE thing, and going and getting immigrants, deporting them. And we know Stephen Miller is behind all this. He's really into this, but they all are. But they're ramping that up. And then the violence that happened yesterday in Dallas on immigrants, not on ICE police, on immigrants. They're really wrapping that up right now. Ramping that up. Not wrapping it up. Ramping it up. So what do we have to be concerned about? What's next? What do we, have to look at? All right, so this is the Lovers card. And it's funny because that always looks like a spine to me there. That's in the here and now. So what are they ramping up? They're getting their alliances together with that Lovers card. What do we have to watch out for now? The Queen, oh, the Empress. We have to watch for Pam Bondi as well, what she's going to be doing. But, you know, MAGA's going really against her right now, too. There might be someone else there. It could be Susie Wiles. It's more like a Susie Wiles to me. That also is my America card, so. Who do we have to be careful of? Who do we have to watch out for now? What do we have to watch out for next? Being betrayed, the Three of Swords. We have to really watch their betrayals now. And they're really going on with this ICE thing. When it was immigrants being killed, not agents being killed. You know, the police are saying that. They, you know, Kash Patel put out that whole stupid, you know, writing on the bullets again. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. They're really watching how now they're going to take control. And what surrounds them right now? Show me what surrounds them. What are they going to do? What's the environment around? Ooh, the environment of death. We have to be careful, folks. I'm not trying to scare you. I always like to be positive and give you hope. And I will at some point in this video. But death is here. They're surrounded by a lot of, they are the violence, not the libs, not the Democrats, not America. It's these people that own guns and grew up in gun culture and, you know, the white Christian evangelicals and the white nationalists. Oh boy, this is my card. It's the Queen of Pentacles, but this is like, I hate to say the word, but this is like another bullet, another attack. That's in the hopes and fears. I think they're planning another thing. Who do we have? What is the outcome? Who are they planning that against? This is the Hermit. They're doing things in secret. So I'm gonna clarify these as well, but let's just go down to the table. Okay, just to reiterate, we had direction, commitment, and preparation. So, you know, the regime is seeing the direction that Donald's body is, his mind is going and his body is failing. It's been communicated to them, so they're forming allegiances among themselves. I think a lot of them are splitting apart. And then we have they're preparing with the preparation card. So they are preparing for Donald Trump's demise. Either he goes permanently or he's going, you know, just he has to leave. Now, the first card that came out was the Justice card. So I think they're going to take over. They're going to get really hard. They want to completely take over the justice system or courts. So they're really going to be targeting that right now. What's crossing them is the Three of Pentacles. They have to attack a lot of things. But what's crossing them is, I think, there's still strength in the courts. But this is my Feds card, the Three of Pentacles. This is like CIA, FBI. They have to watch out for those former FBI agents, the people in the military that are still for democracy. This is who they have to fear, and the American people. What they're doing right now, underneath everything, is the Two of Pentacles. So they want to grab as much power as possible, but make it seem like they're doing it for the right reasons. We have to balance out, you know, the libs who are taking over our country, right? They have to put out their message to counterattack because they know they're underwater in the polls. They know they're a sinking ship. So they have to call out to the white Christian nationalists, to the white evangelicals, and just spew out nonsense because they have to balance out that they are losing. Now, in the here and now is the, this is the Lover's card. I did see this as, I always see this as kind of a, like a spinal column with bones here. But it's, you know, it's about the Lovers, which is making decisions. And at this point, I think it's representing the health issue, the physical and mental capabilities of Donald, and they have to form agreements with each other what we're going to do now, which I think is attacking the Justice Department, going full frontal in the media with their attacks. The overarching energy here is the Empress, and she represents, to me, America, you know, land of the free, home of the brave. They're going to put out the counter narrative that, you know, this is us against them, their usual thing, us against them. We have to make it we the people against a regime. We have to we know there's more numbers. We know we can take our power back because we are numerous. There was only about, I would say about maybe 30% of the country is for this regime, or they just don't really care. 70% of the country cares and wants to take action. So they're going to put out their false narrative of what the USA, we're doing this for America. They have been putting out this, you know, message all along. But it's coming to a head. And what they have to go through is, I think, the betrayal amongst thieves, right? I think they're betraying each other. So they're going to have to go through their own inner conflicts within their regime, their inner mental, like, playbooks. They're playing around with this card. They're playing people within the regime, playing, you know, the Republican MAGAs that follow them in the regime, you know, Congress. They're going to get backstabbed, I think, by a lot of MAGA Republicans. They already are. So that's what they're going to be going through. And they're trying to do what? Four of Pentacles, hang on to power, hang on to everything they've been fighting for, hanging on so that they can do their Project 2025. But what's happening around them, there's death happening. They're going to cause more deaths. You know, they're going to cause more violence by inciting their base, and possibly by committing it themselves. They already have. I'd like to get into, not in this reading, but all the people from Alcatraz, there were 1,700 people detained there. 1,200 are suddenly gone, off the records, nowhere to be found. So, you know, just look at that card, like it's a death card. This is a death cult. What did they do to those people? This is the environment that they bring in, that they bring with them. And I do feel like there's going to be a little someone else they're looking at to target for gun violence, to use gun violence against someone with the Queen of Pentacles. Their outcome card is the Hermit. I'm not sure what the Hermit means for them right now. Unless it's just about the secretiveness of their plan of getting their power, grabbing it quickly, getting those courts, getting rid of judges, getting rid of people, you know, all the things to gain their power with the justice system, because we still have our judiciary in this country. It's falling apart, but they're worried about it. And this is a secret to me, their secret plan. And they want to put that in full flight now. I'm just going to pull out, let me just change the camera. Okay, I'd just like to talk to you face to face. So I'm going to use my little mini Rider-Waite deck. And I want to just ask more questions about the Hermit card right now. Show me the Hermit card. Please give me clarification on the Hermit card. What do we need to know? The Magician card. Okay. Sorry, I was interrupted. Whoops. Too many cards. So I'm clarifying the Hermit card. Show me more about the Hermit. Spirit, please show me the Hermit card, and what does this mean? The Page of Wands. So the Magician, the Page of Wands, Four Swords again. So they are positioning themselves for Donald's decline, whether it's permanent or permanent leaving or just permanently gone. So the Magician, again, this is about, they need to work quickly. They need to pull everything out of their arsenal to get what they want, to get themselves in control, in power, have total control of the justice system. So they already have this ICE that has unlimited amount of funds. They have control of the Congress, but they might be breaking away. So they feel like they need to really control the situation, use every tool that they have, because Donald's leaving, and the message, they're sending out this message to each other. Now's the time. We do this now because he's leaving. Okay. What else should we look at? Let's just look at the Empress, because that's the overarching energy here, and that's America, but it's also what they put out. King of Swords. Yeah, they're going to be putting out, I feel like, again, they're going against judges. They're going against people that have legal authority in this country. The justice system, even though they have the DOJ, they have to get rid of the people in the lower courts. Why? The devil's here. So the devil, we know, they are bringing their toxic justice to everyone. That's what they want to bring in. That's what we have to watch out for now. And sorry, the Five of Cups. So it's a very sad time. Awful things are happening, but we have to remember the Two Cups standing. Three Cups are lying down. Two Cups behind. Are we the people? We're still back here. Even though we're hurt over everything going on with our country, there's still Two Cups remaining. And I think it's more than just, these are two strong cups remaining. This is the American people and our numbers and our voices. We can't allow them to take our free speech away. Jimmy Kimmel has brought that to the forefront. And we can't lose hope. This is not the time for fear. That's why I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm trying to produce courage in people to speak out on your social media. If you have an Instagram, whatever you like to do, speak out in any way you can. If you can go protest, if you can make signs, if you keep doing the things. And remember, I said yesterday, you know, a little at a time. You know, just take one thing that you're really concerned about and do that. Do what you can with the abilities that you have. So I want to leave you with some hope. So, sorry. I'm going to use this Curious Creatures tarot. It's a light, sunny looking, colorful deck, so I want to use this and just give you some hope of maybe pick 3 cards. I'll pick out 3 cards and you choose what card do you want. So card number 1, card number 2, and then card number 3, and I'll show them in a second. So we had this is, I know I'm opposite side, but card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Take a moment and just choose one, and I'll read them. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, it says 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords we know is like, it looks like a battle, but it's sort of like a competition. And in this deck, you know, it's a woman, not a woman, it's some kind of cat woman, a cat lady going after what looks like a mouse who wants the cheese, is defending his cheese. So maybe this is about you protesting in your own way. Maybe you getting out there against ICE. Maybe you're in a community that, you know, ICE is attacking right now. You can just film them. There's a lot of things you can do to go against them. The broom, you know, it could be the ICE sweeps, what they're doing. So this might be a lot about ICE for you. If it's not, take the card for whatever meaning it holds for you. Tell me in the comments what it does. The second card, if you were looking at the second one, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is a good luck card. It can be karma, you know, your destiny card. And it's got a tiger sitting in a circle here. There's a snake next to the tiger. It looks like a butterfly around it, but you know, it's sort of coinciding with like the World card, with like these 4 little things around it. But the tiger, times have changed. We're in the new season now. So this could be about you changing your action, or maybe you haven't taken an action and that you you bring that action forward now, or maybe you take a leadership role. Maybe you feel you're meant to do something bigger now. And that could be within your own community, you know, within a school or city meetings or something like that. Maybe you become a leader in your community, something local, that where you feel like you have the most influence and power. But tell me what you think in the comments. And then the last card, if you chose number 3, it's the Fool card 2.0 in this deck. This deck has 2 Fool cards. They look similar. It's, you know, a dog about to take a leap, and there's like a red feather here. So they want to do something powerful, something strong, something to maybe put a feather in their cap. So maybe it's time for you to really get your courage up to take that risk that you never wanted to take. Maybe it's time you go to that protest. Maybe it's time that you spoke on the phone to someone, or just, like I said, on your social media, coming out, coming forward, taking charge, taking a risk, beginning that new journey. And let me know down below in the comments what you think of that, what it means to you. So I thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I see a lot of people watch me but don't subscribe. And please watch my other readings on the other people that I read on, because I see those don't get that many views. And it's important we understand all of the actors that are surrounding this regime, everybody in there. We have to look at them and what they're doing, because that might be something you can take action towards as well. So have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.